Hey everyone, Anthony, 4B4 Adventures. A little video here, giving you a bit of trip information for your planning outback adventures. We're currently travelling from Dalhousie Springs, which is an awesome spot. You've got to pick the right time. We didn't have any mozzie issues this time. Another time we had mozzie crazy. I said I'll never go there again. But the water was too hot then as well. The water's beautiful now. It's September. The temperature the other day, it was windy. It was terrible because you got out and you got a coating. It was like getting the egg and breadcrumb mix happening. So we got out the water and bang, there was dust and wind and everything blowing around. So it wasn't that desirable, but it was still nice. But today was beautiful. 28 degrees instead of 38. Minimal wind. Still had a few flies. Is the only thing to complain about. But you want to get there early in the morning when it's cold. The springs are beautiful. 40 degrees, 37, 40, 44, whatever it is, right? You can have that argument with someone else. Anyway, we're coming from there and we want to head back south at a reasonable pace, shortest route possible. And this is actually a really good route to start a Simpson trip. I'm going to give you some trip stats because, to be honest, I'm not saying I'll never do it again, but another time when, if I do it, I might, do it this way. And I said this another time we did the trip. I said, you know what, I wouldn't bother going to Mount Dare. It's just dusty and expensive and whatever. And I said I'd come up the OODNADATTA track, turn in onto the Mount Dare road, and then take the right turn direct to the, via the ruins and to the springs, and then just go across the desert. Because at the end of the day, you're 70 k's to Dalhousie Springs from refueling, but you're only 180 or something like that from OODNADATTA, so it's only an extra hour and 10 minutes type thing, Anyway, last time I did this road, it's basically, so from OODNADATTA, you turn right, about 100 k's down the road, ballpark numbers. You've got a decision to make. You can go left or right. Left takes you around past the lake. We showed you in another video, and it takes you the long way around to Mount Dare, but it's different to this way. So the next day, or whenever it is, you go down your Simpson, start your crossing. You're not going up the road and then down the road, and you've already been past Dalhousie Springs and all that. I hate going up and down the same road, do you know what I mean? So you go in one way, and then, from Mount Dare around to the springs the other, so that way we didn't backtrack. And as it turns out, trip cancelled, we're headed back this way. Went, well, I'm going to go the shorter way. First thing that put me off the shorter way last time, and this trip was the roughest way so far. I like the road, I like the drive. It's nice open country, you're out in the middle of nowhere. The road is pretty good. We're just taking an easy cruise along, 40, 50 k's, whatever. We're in no hurry really. We don't want to break neck speeds and break cars, although it wouldn't happen because Protos are tough, especially if they're set up right. But anyway, you can go past Dalhousie Springs that way. It's about 9 or 10 k's out, on the way in. So what I'm saying is, if you're going from OODNADATTA to Mount Dare, there's two ways to go. It comes to a split in the road. Follow Mount Dare road, that's round to the left. That's the long way. It's about 220 k's or something like that. 220, 230, something like that. Again, memories, I'm trying to remember. And it's just longer, but you do see the lake, but it's not that exciting. If you feel like a swim, you could just, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying I don't like Mount Dare, I hate the joint, don't go there, people want to support them as well, so go there if you want, get your photo park at the front, but it's just a pub with 5 things on the menu with expensive fuel in the middle of nowhere with some average cabins and a dusty campsite, you can get that anywhere else. You can get the fuel at OODNADATTA for an extra 100 k's. Now, give you an idea of fuel economy. In the 150, driving at economical speeds like 40, 50, 60, 70 sort of thing, with the tyres let down even. I've done 356 k's and I'm still on 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Now, if I'd done that from OODNADATTA, basically, at the end of the day, 356 k's, it's about 170 to there, so it's nearly another 200. That puts us about 60 k's east of Perny Bore, right? East, yeah, that's right. With 3/4 of a tank of fuel still to make it across. We've got heaps of fuel, even in a 150. As long as you go on the direct straight line, you got your tyres down, you're not fluffing around, going up and down, left and right on different tracks and all that sort of thing. So that's what I said last time. I didn't do it this time. I thought, no hurry, let's make the visit to Mount Dare. I haven't been there for years. and we did it. But if I did it again in the next, I've got a desert pass now for 12 months. I might go again in the next 12 months. I don't know. But if I do, and if I do come in, I'll just go straight up to Cooper Pedy, because I've done the OODNADATTA track and all that stuff numerous times. I'm just going to shoot straight up. Anyone interested in a trip, I'm going to make it a quick one. I'm going to shoot straight up to Cooper Pedy. Then we're going to take the 200k dirt road across to OODNADATTA, which will include going through the painted desert, a few stops, a couple of stops like that, bit of scenery, nice driving. And then from OODNADATTA straight out to, look, you know, if we time it right with the right season, the temperatures are right, it'll be leave Cooper Pedy, get that to OODNADATTA, refuel to the max, in on this track, camp at the springs. Could be good if there's no mozzies. You just got to call it if there's mozzies. So you don't set up, you got to hang around. I'm talking day flyers, mate. During the day it was crazy, right? So this is back a long time ago, you know, 10 year ago trip, something like that. It was that bad, we went, oh, you know, never going there again. But I'm glad I did go there again, and I'll go there again, because it's an awesome spot. It's like 40-degree hot spot. It's massive. It's not one of these small ones like a public swimming pool that you go, oh, really? It's a nice, big natural spring. It's a big lake, hot water, plenty of space for everyone. And you know what? September, there was almost nobody there every time we've been there. When we left today after lunch, there was nobody there. There wasn't a car or a person to be seen. So it's just absolutely awesome. We've got 29 degrees, which, depending which way the weather pattern, which way the wind's blowing, you know, what you're going to get with that. Anyway, just sort of let you know, that's some options, some information. The track conditions so far, we're not far into it. We're about 20-30 k's into it from the springs, but the road is absolutely beautiful. I could do 100 k's on this, rally style, 150 probably in some parts, but you can't, because you might come across a washout like that little, there's worse bits, you know, you got time. Look, you know, everyone's got different driving capabilities, of course, but I want you to just drive to your own safety, of course. I'm not telling you how to drive, but please be courteous. If you've got someone that is a bit more capable, quicker, just hop out of their way and let them get past the easy way. Everyone's happy, as I keep saying in videos. That'd be awesome. Check out I'm giving you Simpson Desert rules and talk. So just a bit of track information, you know. So where the main signs do direct you to go this way to Mount Dare, it is actually smoother and quicker. So if you asked me, if you say, hey Anthony, which way should I go? I would say, look, either way, go past Dalhousie Springs, because you'll see the ruins. You can go for a swim the day before. You'll go up the road to Mount Dare, is worse than this road. Not too bad these days. Used to be worse. We used to have boulders the size of bowling balls, and anything a little bit smaller than that even, but there was lots of rocks to dodge, lots of sharp rocks. These days the roads are even better than they used to be, unless the weather's been through. And I can waffle a bit more, but I reckon that about nails what I wanted to share with you. Right, drive safe. If you're going to go out in the desert, you're on your own, make sure you've got everything, take a paramedic with you, and make sure everybody's in good health. Get the doctor to do the health checks. You know, if they're saying, oh mate, you're risky, then or if you think someone's risky, I would suggest from my own experience that it's probably wise, although you got to live it, risk it for the biscuit. And where else would you rather, you know, things, you know, whatever, you know, at least you're out doing it is one way to look at it. But some people might say, well, you could actually get care quicker if you're closer to services, and I suppose that's what you got to think at when you get older. We did see an older couple at Mount Dare. They were staying there a few nights in a cabin. They had all the camping gear on the roof in a Prado, looked like standard height and everything. I just thought recipe for disaster. These old couple. I didn't pay a lot of attention, but I was being told by other people what they were struggling doing. I saw the tow bar. It was a really low down tow bar tongue. It's just going to drag everywhere. It was on the bump stops loaded up. I just thought, crazy stuff, right? Recipe for disaster. What's not nice is if one of those would have a major medical condition and they only got the other one of them to try and sort it out. It's just an absolute mess. We had a few people, so I suppose we got lucky with the issues we had. If you're still watching the video, I told you in the other video what happened. And you know, give me a problem, I've got a solution, but we can only work with the best solution available at the time, and then there's nothing else you can do, right? So anyway, there's your bit of information. I wasn't going to worry about any more videos, but like I said, I'm here to help. Give you this track's just beautiful, right? So it's the road to Mount Dare. I mean, I think they call it public access route or something like that on maps. So you'll see about 100 k's in or so. It'll be a split turn right to follow the one to Dalhousie Springs. That's what we're on right now. I think we'll just wrap this video up now. If there's any difference to the conditions on this part of it, and what I'm talking about is the approximately 70 k's from the turn to the springs and vice versa. That's what I'm talking about. We're about halfway on it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so what I was actually going to say as well, there is a 40k speed limit out here now. Years ago, I don't think there ever used to be, and we used to travel faster because you can, and of course it works better over the corrugations. But if people let their tyres down, have correct suspension setups, avoid towing trailers if you haven't got a correct setup, it's not going to damage the tracks. Have your centre diff locks on, two-wheel drives, make them four-wheel drives, all of that stuff. Look after the track and it'll be much more enjoyable that everyone's driving. But yeah, 40k speed limit, which is why we're just sort of hovering around that sort of, you know, about 40ish on the needle, if you know what I mean. But like I said, this track here is in awesome condition. So if it stays the same, you won't hear from me again in this video. If it gets anything bad, you need to know about it. Bada bing. You know, subscribe if you want, because I might give you a bit more track condition on the OODNADATTA one. But we might have done that in another video, heading OODNADATTA out to Mount Dare. So we're sort of going to cover the first 100 k's once we get up to the intersect on this one. So anyway, bada bing. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. See ya.